Every year, billion-dollar companies try to build the next YouTube. Some launch with cutting-edge technology. Others have millions of users and virtually unlimited resources. Yet, despite all that money and talent, none of them have managed to replace YouTube. Why? At first glance, YouTube doesn't seem impossible to copy. It's just a website where people upload videos. So why has no one been able to build a better version? The answer has very little to do with videos. It has everything to do with something far more powerful: an ecosystem. Over the last 2 decades, YouTube has connected billions of viewers, millions of creators, advertisers, educators, musicians, businesses, and entire communities into a single platform. And once an ecosystem reaches that scale, replacing it becomes one of the hardest challenges in business. To understand why, we need to go back to 2005, a time when YouTube didn't exist, and television still ruled the living room. Long before YouTube, watching videos meant one thing: television. For decades, television wasn't just entertainment. It was how families learned about the world. Every evening, millions of people sat down at the same time to watch the same programs: news, sports, movies, sitcoms, reality shows. Cable television became one of the biggest businesses in America. Households paid monthly subscriptions for access to hundreds of channels, even though many of those channels were rarely watched. And if you missed your favorite show, you usually had only one choice: wait for the next broadcast. The viewer adapted to television's schedule, not the other way around. For television networks, this model was incredibly profitable. The more viewers they attracted, the more advertisers were willing to pay. For decades, the system worked almost perfectly. There was little reason to believe it would ever change. Then, in 2005, 3 former PayPal employees launched a simple website with an equally simple idea. Instead of television studios deciding what people could watch, anyone could upload a video. At the time, it sounded almost ridiculous. Who would spend their time watching videos made by ordinary people, when professionally produced television already existed? The answer, as the world would soon discover, was billions of people. When YouTube launched in 2005, it wasn't trying to replace television. It was simply trying to make sharing videos easier. At the time, uploading a video to the internet was surprisingly difficult. File sizes were large, internet speeds were slow, and most websites weren't designed for video at all. YouTube changed that. Users could upload a video in minutes, and anyone with an internet connection could watch it. The idea was simple, but simplicity was exactly what made it powerful. The first video ever uploaded to YouTube lasted just 19 seconds. It wasn't a music video. It wasn't a movie trailer. It wasn't a television show. It was one of YouTube's founders standing in front of elephants at the San Diego Zoo. There was nothing extraordinary about it. And yet, it represented something entirely new. For the first time, anyone could become a broadcaster. You no longer needed expensive cameras, a television network, or a production studio. All you needed was something worth sharing. As more people uploaded videos, more people visited the website. And as more viewers arrived, more creators decided to upload. Without realizing it, YouTube had started a cycle that would eventually change the entire entertainment industry. Just 1 year after its launch, Google saw something that many others didn't. It wasn't buying a website. It was investing in the future of online video. In 2006, Google acquired YouTube for $1.65 billion. At the time, many people believed the price was outrageous. How could a website filled with short amateur videos possibly be worth that much? The answer wouldn't become obvious until years later. Google gave YouTube something incredibly valuable: money, servers, and the ability to grow. But those things alone couldn't make YouTube impossible to replace. Its greatest advantage was the people using it. Unlike television, YouTube didn't rely on a handful of studios creating content. It invited the entire world to participate. Teachers began uploading lessons. Gamers shared their gameplay. Musicians published their songs. Chefs demonstrated recipes. Engineers explained complex ideas. Travelers documented their journeys. And millions of ordinary people discovered that their knowledge, skills, and experiences could reach a global audience. Then came another turning point. YouTube introduced a way for creators to earn money from their videos. For the first time, creating online videos wasn't just a hobby. It could become a career. That single decision changed everything. The more creators earned, the more time they invested in making better videos. Better videos attracted more viewers. More viewers attracted more advertisers. More advertising generated more revenue. And more revenue encouraged even more creators to join. The cycle kept repeating. Every new creator made YouTube more valuable for viewers. And every new viewer made YouTube more valuable for creators. Economists call this a network effect. The value of the platform grows as more people use it. Breaking a network like that isn't easy, because convincing millions of creators to leave is difficult. Convincing billions of viewers to leave at the same time is almost impossible. By now, YouTube had become far more than a website. It had become a habit. Every minute, thousands of new videos were uploaded. Every second, millions of people were watching something. That created a problem for every competitor. How do you convince people to leave when everything they're looking for is already here? Over the years, many companies tried. Some focused on short videos. Others invested heavily in professional content. Some even offered creators better financial incentives. Yet none of them managed to replace YouTube. The reason is surprisingly simple. People don't visit YouTube for one type of content. They visit because almost everything is there. Want to learn calculus? There's a video for that. Need to repair your washing machine? There's a tutorial. Looking for a documentary, a podcast, a product review, a live concert, or a recipe for tonight's dinner? You'll probably find it on YouTube. That variety is incredibly difficult to recreate. Then there's the recommendation system. Every video you watch teaches YouTube a little more about what you enjoy. Over time, the platform becomes increasingly personalized. Two people opening YouTube at the same moment can see completely different homepages, each one designed specifically for them. Creators also face a difficult decision. Even if a new platform appears, why leave the audience they've spent years building? Millions of subscribers, thousands of videos, years of trust. Starting over is expensive, not just financially, but emotionally. That's why replacing YouTube isn't simply about building a better website. It's about persuading billions of viewers and millions of creators to move together. In business, that is one of the hardest challenges imaginable. Every successful company eventually faces the same challenge. Growth is difficult, but staying successful is even harder. History is filled with companies that once looked unstoppable. Kodak, Nokia, Blockbuster. They didn't disappear because people suddenly stopped liking them. They disappeared because the world changed, and they failed to change with it. YouTube understands that lesson. That's why it has never stopped evolving. When smartphones changed how people watched videos, YouTube adapted. When live streaming became popular, YouTube adapted. When short-form videos exploded, YouTube introduced Shorts. The platform that once competed with television is now competing for every second of your attention. But perhaps YouTube's greatest achievement isn't its technology. It isn't its recommendation algorithm. And it isn't the billions of videos on the platform. Its greatest achievement is convincing millions of people to build their careers on YouTube. Every day, creators upload videos because they know their audience is here. Every day, viewers return because the creators they enjoy are here. That relationship reinforces itself again and again and again. That's why replacing YouTube isn't simply about creating a better app. It's about rebuilding an entire ecosystem that took decades to create. And that may be the biggest lesson in business. The companies that become truly difficult to replace don't just build products, they build ecosystems. Because products can be copied, features can be copied, even technology can be copied. But an ecosystem, created over decades, by millions of people, is something far more difficult to recreate. And that's why YouTube has become so difficult to replace. Every business has a story. Keep learning. Keep growing. Thanks for watching. See you in the next documentary.